at me when you're around. You build me up like building blocks just so you can bring me down. You try to explain, but before you can start, those crybaby tears come out of the dark.
I wish I found some better sounds no one's ever heard. I wish I had a better voice that sang some better words. I wish I found some chords in an order that is new. I wish I didn't have to rhyme every time I sang.
Don't make any sense. You don't know the half of me.
I'm not a little kid now.
Close Encounters of the Third Kind, directed by Steven Spielberg and stars Roy Scheider as Roy, and it tells a story about a young man who got a promotion for a job he just got, and he discovers an alien spaceship over his car when he was on his duty, and he gets so obsessed with this thing that he just wants to know everything about it. He felt incomplete if he doesn't know what is going on and why are aliens coming down from space, and so he starts trying to put all the pieces together, and it leads him to many answers that probably give him more than what he had hoped for. Now, Close Encounters of the Third Kind is considered one of Spielberg's best films, and this is one of the very first films Spielberg had directed, and it was after the big success of Jaws, so that helped to make a lot of money back then, and it's sort of like a hardcore version of E.T. the Extraterrestrial, but this is honestly my first time seeing this movie. Be honest, I'm a huge Spielberg fan, and I haven't seen Close Encounters of the Third Kind. Yeah, what sort of fan I am, but I'm still trying to watch all of his films as much as I can, and this is without doubt one of his best films he has ever made in the 80s. From all the performances from Richard Dreyfuss to everyone else, I honestly don't remember all the other actor names. I don't recognize any of them, but for the most part, actually for the entire movie, they were all real good. And Spielberg was able to direct his scenes so masterfully that there's nothing that felt out of place. None of the acting felt like it was hokey. It just all felt natural. And the pacing was beautiful. It did not feel like it slowed down. It did not feel like it went too fast or it overstayed its welcome. Each scene, the way it's timed and the way it's cut and the way it's framed, it all felt like it had a purpose, and it all felt natural. And that has to be really commended, because the filmmaking here was honestly spectacular. The way Spielberg was able to mash scenes together and make it flow naturally is unheard of. And the way Spielberg does it is something that I don't see many directors do today. And also the production design and everything, the way that the sets are constructed, it was all beautiful, and many of them are still stuck to my own image, especially the scene where Richard Dreyfuss' character Roy is looking up from his car at the spaceship that's over him. That is probably one of my favorite scenes of the film, mostly because the way it builds up and builds and builds, and the way lights are used in that scene. It was so good, and something that I love seeing from movies like this. The characters also did a really good job in this film. The wife, the children, the people that are looking for these aliens, the people around Roy, all these characters had a purpose. Some minor, some larger, but they felt like they had a purpose in the story, and they did not feel like they were there just for the sake of being there. And Spielberg was able to hire real good actors and real good child actors also. And the way his scenes were able to build up, like the scene in the house with the wife and the child being taken away, it was so intense, mostly because I cared for this family. You get to explore them during the beginning of the film. The child is a little bit, it's selfish, he doesn't know much, and he just goes for everything, and follows this noise or something and these aliens, because he wants to see them. And you're just seeing this mother trying to protect her child from what might happen with their child being taken away from them. It was so intense, and I did not want to see that child go away from his mother. And these characters with the wife and the children also, with Roy, it was all beautiful. I love their relationship. I love these characters. And that's something that Spielberg in the past was excellent at portraying. There's great characters you could care about, characters that served a purpose in the story, and characters you could latch onto with said story. Special effects also are really good, especially near the ending of the film, where you get to see the aliens for the first time. Yeah, you don't see them as well as you might think because the shadows overlapping, but it sort of helped with the experience because you get to build up what these guys might look like. And when you do see them, it looks so good, and it still holds up. These alien prosthetics and sets, it was so good. And I also love how the movie was able to match real locations with special effects, and how they mostly use these special effects for the alien and technology stuff in alien ships. And it did not feel like it was overdone too much. And Spielberg was able to know when to use special effects and prosthetics at the same time, and when it's needed to. Like the aliens, they didn't have to be prosthetics, they could be CGI, but Spielberg was like, hey, let's just use real makeup and stuff, real costumes, and it worked. And still to this day, these prosthetics and makeup work and the special effects around the movie, they still hold up to this day, and even in 4K, it looks really good. And I highly recommend you guys go get the 40th anniversary release. It is really beautiful. Overall, Close Encounters with the Third Kind is another hit from Spielberg, another masterpiece that will stand the test of time to be remembered. It is well done, it is well acted, it had great cinematography, it is well directed, the special effects will hold up, it had a great story, amazing pacing and great writing, and a lot of good set design and a lot of beautiful locations that are still stuck into my head. And I'm going to give Close Encounters with the Third Kind an A+. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please leave a like, subscribe, comment, and I will see you guys next time.